to Dungeon Damsels, everybody!
Woo! We're going to prom!
Oh man. Part 2, or shot 2?
More excited than others.
Part 2 is the second.
Part 2. Second half of one shot of Monster Hearts 2.
2 shot. Yeah.
2 shot, 1 shot. 3 shot, go. Yep. So, we are continuing our Monster Hearts 2 1 shot game by Avery Alder. Be sure to check her out and support her. So I think we're just gonna go dive right in, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Anything else?
Let's
All
go
right,
for it.
let's do it. So let's dive in. You get some music. I'm like high-fiving myself right now. So last time we found our merry band of teenagers getting milkshakes. Well, merry and angsty.
Okay. I'm pretty merry. I don't know about you guys.
I'm married, so
He's pretty.
yeah, for that.
We find our a band of friends getting milkshakes until they're rudely interrupted by Pierre, who accused Ollie, rightfully so, of him getting thrown into jail. And it was looking kind of rough as things were about to come to blows, as he brought a gang of goons to try to take away Ollie. But with some very special hexes coming from Bree, she was able to impede his advances, and he was unable to touch her. While distracted, a swift punch in the face from Angie, our hero, she's too good for this world, and nobody deserves her.
Too cool for school.
But she goes anyway. Her chance.
Star of the girls' basketball club.
Yeah, she's probably the captain.
Probably the
Most likely
captain.
the captain.
Athletic, smoking hot black chick who's super cool and like
just exudes.
Awesome. She just rides around in a skateboard because she can.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it's just too good.
She swiftly punched Pierre in the face, and with this embarrassment, he fled.
Yeah.
And
There's dudes with him.
yep, and with the goons with him. They spent some time with Angie. The weekend came to a close. There was some weird piercing eyes or some sort of strange figure that was following them.
Oh yeah.
But they approached the following day and discovered that Angie was missing. So upon this discovery, they decided to investigate around the school, ask their friends, and found out that she went with Jessie, who was one of the popular kids at school, who hangs around the queen bee, Cassandra.
And after some friendly asking.
After some friendly asking, they found out that that Angie went with Jessie, but the last place that she was seen was at the woods. So they all gathered at the woods and seemingly found a blood trail that led straight to Angie's body, and it looked like she was mere inches away from death and was quickly approaching. But Ollie was able to make a deal with, I guess, the Fae or whatever presence is in the forest, and was able to bring her back. Angie being near death in her shocked state revealed onto you that this big wolf-like creature is hunting the popular kids at school and is planning to strike during the Valentine's dance. I know. If prom wasn't hard enough.
Yeah, werewolves, babe.
Also, I forgot to mention this, but Mara was asked out on a date to the Valentine's dance from
It's
one
not
of her.
a date. But it kind of is, but it isn't. It's also
A date, not date, maybe date.
Kinda.
A high school date.
Yeah. It's a date, not really.
It's a date, not really.
Maybe?
Enough for you
Not like
to
diet date?
flee with the right answer.
diet
It's
date.
a trigger.
Enough for you to plead for the yes. And we had some weird encounters in the woods upon discovering Angie's body. We've had Quinn, who is, let's face it, the local stoner at the school, discovered them next to this bloody body of Angie and was recording, into the pretenses that, I don't know, maybe there was a murder. Jordan, having enough of it, decided to take action. He literally snapped into his darkest self. Blood running from his hands.
Yeah, I beat him up.
Yep.
That sounds perfect.
That would be like the second time my life has been ruined by someone recording stuff.
We
Yeah.
got Michael try to spin go at it, and we're like, yeah, I've touched him in the picture.
Would you consider it ruined?
I mean,
I mean, I did get a girlfriend out of the first time. An official girlfriend. That's how we were revealed.
it's rightfully so. During this whole exchange, it brought terror to Mara, and she decided to flee. And while she is by herself, she found a friend, DJ, who
DJ.
seemingly
Master poet, DJ.
master poet, deep philosophical emo boy DJ, who confessed profound love towards her, but almost immediately shut down. Taken away, and maybe a little bit taken back, but more taken away by these harsh words. Piercing his black soul, he decided to flee. And
If
now,
that's what he wants to call it, sure. Whatever that was.
he's a deep boy. Nobody understands DJ.
Let's go home and listen to Taking Back Sunday again, okay? Just listen to that.
So, you guys are in the woods. You have discovered this information of where this killer, this beast, will attack. You guys are doing your preparations to go to the dance.
We also got a nice talking to Quinn so that he could call an ambulance for Angie. So for those of you worried about the coolest.
The coolest.
The cool kid, yeah.
The coolest, she'll be cool soon.
Yeah,
She's still cool.
she's still cool.
So I will say, Quinn is accompanying Angie and is gonna be staying with her until the ambulance comes. So, you guys don't have to worry about her well-being for now. So, what do you guys want to do?
I want to help Mara find a dress.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Are we out of the woods?
No, let's find a dress now and then we'll get out of the woods.
Okay. In the woods. I'll make some out of the leaves. We'll do that.
I mean,
Roll
she's
down the mud tomorrow. Get a nice coating and we'll just slap some leaves on you.
It's really good for the skin.
Jordan, which ones are itchy? We need to avoid those.
They're like mainly pine trees over here, so you should be okay. Unless you're allergic to pine needles.
I need to look right now. We gotta
Look, I got dresses for you, okay? I'm pretty sure we're like the same size. Like you're taller, but like the same size, you know? Alright.
Yeah. So are you?
Actually, talking about dresses, Mara is just kind of like, sure, I guess. I'm only wearing it one night, whatever.
I guess it's like, what should I wear?
I think you look in everything.
Ah. Thanks,
There's a
babe.
quiet gagging noise from Mara, but she's saying it.
Honestly, though, I think it might feel weird to like see you in like a super nice suit, just it's not your thing.
Yeah.
Casual.
Business casual? Okay. I'll have to ask my dad what that means, but I can do that.
Something red. You look good in red.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Sure, I can find red. I mean, my dad's have lots of suits, so I'm sure we can find one that will fit, sort of. I'm a lot taller than them, so it might be a little short, but it's only one night. It should be okay.
Until you start lifting up your hands and then the shirt comes out of your pants. And you're just like, oh, great.
Yeah, one night with werewolves or something, I guess. What? Frogs.
Michael, I have a vaguely specific, but also still quite vague question for you.
Sure.
Yeah, we're in the northern hemisphere. Do we have moisture retentive but well draining soils? Soiled mountain meadows by any chance in town? Somewhere?
It's in Colorado.
I
That helps.
I would say yes. Just because you guys you guys are in a small town that's like by like the woods, so there's a lot of and it's pretty high up in the mountains, so there's a lot of clouds and a lot of fog that gets trapped around your town. What are you looking to do?
It's also easier to say yes if you just, because you don't have to research it. Just like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
You have a big
Your town.
district going to a town? Yes, you do. Okay.
Because, Ollie might be in the mood of some monk's hood.
For some what?
Monk's
Oh,
hood,
yeah.
otherwise known as wolf's bane.
Oh, okay.
Just flowers. They're cute, right? Super cute. She's really excited to go to the dance.
Okay, yeah, you can gather these flowers if you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's so sweet.
So are you
I don't
going?
find a dress at home.
Are you going to your house with?
Yeah.
Monk's Hood grows in Colorado.
Wow.
Perfect.
So, I'm digging it. Everybody, let's go to my house.
Oh man, they have
Yeah.
they have a lot of cats.
Yeah, we have a lot of cats.
I like them. They don't all like me, but I like them.
Wait, quick. Who's at your house? So I remember my cousin's names.
It's
You-
Ren lives there. Traxton does not.
Yeah, you live with your mom.
Yes,
Right?
and grandma.
Your mom and grandma.
What's
Okay.
your mom's name again?
Mom. Crap.
Isn't it like Scarlet or something?
Crap?
Yeah. Last name is Scarlet.
Last name is Scarlet, isn't it?
I messaged him about it forever ago.
I want to say it's like Rose or
At
something.
the end.
It's okay. I only remember one of my dad's names.
I know the dad is Jack.
Jack.
Oh, good old
Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come
No
back.
more,
No more, no more, no more. That's literally why we named him Jack.
Ollie is like down to go to Mars, but it's like, oh, I am gonna swing by my place and pick up my dress. So I'll see you guys at the dance, or do you want to rendezvous beforehand? We good with that?
I mean,
Judith?
do you want me to go with you? Because I don't need to go with them.
Robin.
Robin.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was like a nature-based one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my mom.
I have
It's like-
the name of all of your cats.
Oh boy.
It's a few messages below that.
I can go. Do you mind if I go with you, Ollie? Just because I.
Ollie, just sure.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't think I've met your parents or family. Do you also have
yeah.
cats?
No, we don't have pets.
Oh,
Why not?
I don't have pets either. Well, my dad has a lot of fish. He's like a giant fish tank.
Oh
but
yeah, it's the coolest aquarium.
it's really cool.
Like, it's like from like the floor to ceiling sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like you can, it's like a wall. You can like
Yeah, it's my Asian dad's big fish tank, and
How many
it's really
fish
cool.
do you have in that?
Probably like over 50. It's like a saltwater tank that's like super huge. Yeah. But like I forget that, I mean, I don't know, fish aren't really pets, you can't pet them. Anyway.
Did I see my horses? I probably have.
I mean, I don't think I've actually been to the ranch, so we could do that.
Yeah, it's been forever since I've been to the ranch. Like
Yeah.
basically since the
Okay. So the plan is to go to Bree's and
Ollie's house.
Ollie. So is Ollie? Are you going with them to Bree's
No, we're
house? Or are you
splitting.
up?
We're
Okay.
splitting.
Splitting up.
Okay. Alright, so let us do Breeze. Would you like to describe what your house or your inside of your house looks like?
Okay, so her house, as from the outside, is kind of like I feel like it's in like a somewhat normal suburban area, but they happen to have more trees on the property than other people, and like it does back up to the forest, so it does kind of stand out in that way.
Yeah.
And it's actually rather dark colored. I feel like it's dark color. It's not particularly large either.
I see having like wood paneling on the sides of it
Yeah.
and being like surrounded by like plants and then like a gate.
Yeah.
With,
like
like,
it has that kind of like that,
Yeah,
that
like a gate,
falling
yeah.
ivy.
Crawling ivy all over the gate and like all the cats, like a couple of cats are outside sunning and
Yeah, like you open the door and like some of the cats like just kind of walk up and some of them like kind of like pour out.
I think Miri's like runs out
Yeah.
and greet us. Miri is Russian blue, by the way.
playing cat lovers.
Yeah.
You see like one cat that's you see a black cat that's just like kind of sitting on like the back of like the couch who's just like kind of staring at like Jordan.
I'm not there.
Oh, you're not.
Mara.
Right, Mara then.
This is Mara going to her aunt's house. I wonder if animals like Mara. I mean, horses, they work out well enough. Used to her now.
I mean, you see the black cat just kind of just staring daggers at you and just kind of giving you like judging eyes.
She gives them back. And she keeps walking. She doesn't like animals. Wow.
And as you walk in, you hear a voice that kind of like echoes, "Bree, is that you? Are you home?"
Yeah, Oma, it's me. I'm gonna call her Oma.
Wait, who's Oma?
Her grandma.
Grandma.
Your
Hi,
grandma.
Grandma, okay. I haven't seen her in probably a long time.
Actually, you hear your mom.
Oh, it's my mom.
That was your mom calling you.
Yeah, Mom, it's me. I brought some friends.
Isn't it just me? Hold on.
It's just Mara.
Just Mara. I brought Mara. She might not be happy to see me.
I and Al Robin.
Okay.
She's kind of like, I think she just like walks in because like it's her house. She's like, I'm just gonna walk in.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's carrying Miri.
And like, you do pass by your Oma, who's just like kind of like holding like this kind of like old like book and is just kind of like reading. And she's like, "Oh, Bree."
Hey, Oma. I found Miri outside.
And then she looks at Mara, and like she kind of tilts her head. She's like, "Something weird about her."
Yeah, Miri kind of seemed to give off the same vibes, and he drops the cat.
Wait, what did Oma say?
She looked at you and said something weird about you.
She said you're weird.
Hey.
Very
Thanks,
much,
Grandma.
very much an old person fashion.
She's only in like her mid-50s or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Mom's like 32, so.
Alright. So,
Alright. You bring her to her room. The room's pretty small, I think. I feel like it has like the old carpet sort of thing, where like you can, like if you walk on it barefoot, you can feel the little steeples underneath. I just have a vivid memory of that from my childhood, and I never let it go. But so yeah, it's like that kind of carpet. It's an old brown carpet. And so she just goes to her closet, it's like packed with a million different like flowy things.
Alright, so Mara comes in and she's been here before, but it's probably been a while. I forget how long.
yeah, it's been a while because your family has been kind of what's the word, estranged?
Estranged, yeah.
Pretty strange, actually. I see a lot of Bree's dad because he comes over to my house to complain and be a loser. That's mostly it.
You loser.
Yep, that's pretty bad.
Loser
Yeah.
Uncle Jack.
So my mom and my dad, they deal with him, and I just kind of hide away. But anyway, so Mara will enter the room, and she'll just be kind of like, she looks tense wherever she goes. She's a little balled up, you know. She blows a big breath, like, I guess I'm here now. Ugh. And she doesn't sit on the bed. She doesn't like go to a chair. She just kind of stands there awkwardly and holds her arms a little bit, like.
You can sit down, just kind of pointing at her bed, and like, it'll cheer you up. Like, goes down the hallway. Lulu, come in. There's a calico and a white cat come to greet you that you remember from years ago.
Oh, Miss Lulu. Okay. All right. So the cat will greet me, and I'll just be like, "Oh, hi there." And maybe have her smell her hand. You know.
They're rather excited to see you. It's been a long time.
Lemon
Yeah,
is
I forgot
super
how cute they
excited,
are.
and like what she actually does is like she like nuzzles against your leg, and then like in the way that she walks in front of your path, and then plops right in front of you.
Oh well. Sure. So Mara will reach down, like tickle her on her chest, a little high up there. You know, if you go too low, the cats get bothered, but it's up here. It's a little better.
I didn't expect that we were doing so many cat noises, but here we are. I love RPGs.
We're gonna touch this imaginary cat.
All right. So Mara's gonna talk to Bree and be like, "All right, so what's the ugliest thing you own?"
Well, I think it's this. It's like a mix. It's like one that she pulls out is like a mixture of purple and brown and like stuff that used to be white but is now like off-white. It's like, okay, if you want ugliest, this is what I got. But
Oh my gosh, it's perfect for me. Gabe will love it. Yay.
let's look at our options. I think it'd be a good
Nope,
idea.
too late. I'm gonna wear the ugly dress.
Her hands
have a
reach
terrible
forward
night, and
and
now
Bree
she
just
is.
freezes through the wall like, oh no.
Here, try this one. This one will really bring out your eyes, I think, now that I'm looking at it. It's like the dark blue one.
The dark blue one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe this.
Okay. Well, Mara will go and hold on to it, just kind of like, she'll put it up to herself, but she doesn't feel like it's her, or more like she doesn't feel like it's for anyone like her, you know.
Yeah, here. She just kind of like grabs her by the shoulders and like positions her, shuffles her a little bit to like look in the mirror at herself.
So Mara, you put on the dress, you look in the mirror, what do you see?
Okay, so the dress is, it's the blue one that we looked at before. It's got like the two ruffles there. There's a lot of tiered ruffles going on, but it ends right below her knees. So her legs are like kind of like tight together as if she's like really cold. She was always cold. Her skin's kind of blue sometimes. But anyway, she has her legs all tight together like that, so it's just really blue on her. And it goes to her knees and it's ruffled out and it's pinched right here like an entire waist. And so she's looking at herself in the mirror and she's just kind of like, she's just aware of how pale her skin is. She's got her pale arms and her little pale tufts in her chest and the pale legs, and she's like, oh no.
So pale.
What is it you don't like? We're gonna try to find something better.
What I don't like, and then she just spins around, looks up and down. Well, I like the dress. I don't like the rest of it. Look, I don't know, this is a little short. I don't even know what I'm doing.
No, you're doing great. Like, sometimes it just takes time to find something, and if you...
Well, I don't even know why I'm going and why he asked me, and I don't understand. And so Mara will go and sit back down on the bed and try to hide away, even though she's very obvious with her pale skin and blue dress.
Bree comes to sit with her. It's like, well, he asked you because, I mean, obviously he likes you. It's kind of like he gives you those kinds of looks, you know?
I don't know what he looks at me. Right?
Well, he does. How, like, you know that look, like, in Tangled? Like, the way that, like, Eugene is looking at Rapunzel when she's, like, looking up at the lanterns? That's kind of the way he looks at you.
I'm trying to decide if Mara's ever actually seen Tangled. She probably has. She's been over to your house like years ago. She probably watched it back then, you know? Okay. Like, I don't really remember that movie.
Oh, okay.
Well, mine was just like reeling with the entire soundtrack, like. I think about it sometimes when I ride my horse through the woods. So beautiful.
Oh god.
Seeing the trees, the grass, the dirt.
I think I'll read a book or maybe 2 or 3.
And then I'll brush and brush my hair.
Wonder when will my life begin?
Mara has that question all the time, but it has a different last word. Anyway. A different word. I love it. Anyway, yeah.
Look, like, Mara, you're, like, I know you probably don't think you're very pretty, but, like, your body is your body, and it looks great, and, like, you don't need to worry, but you also don't need to worry about what it looks like, you know? But, like, it works, it gets you, it does what you need it to do, it gets you from point A to point B.
It's like a bus. You're the only person riding. Uptown, it's downtown, and it's amazing. You have gas in the tank. You got fuel stations called sandwiches. It's going. You got it. You got it.
This is the exact deep feelings that I'm looking for in my high school drama.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well,
But if you want, we
Mara's hearing these lovely words of encouragement, and she's just kind of like, well, I mean, maybe your body does what you want it to do, but this. I have a question, actually. And she's like, one at her finger, looking kind of shy. This is going to be a very stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, how long have you liked Jordan?
She's like, I don't know how that's related in her head. She's like, well, basically since August, actually.
Okay.
It is now February.
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I ask because, well, how did you know you liked Jordan?
Oh, well, we just kind of spent a lot of time together, and I think it kind of helped with, like, relative to how I felt with Vince, and how Vince kind of made me feel bad about myself, but being with Jordan kind of made me feel good about myself. And, like, we talked a lot more, and just, I felt like we connected more about things that we had in common, and also he was hot.
Oh. Oh, well, Mara was nodding along kind of like, okay, I understand. The very end, she's like, oh, hold on.
Well, you don't think I'm hot, Mara?
No, it's just that Mara just thinks you're a really nice guy, but also, I don't know, you're just confusing her sometimes.
I'm confusing to me.
Perfect.
Mood.
Oh,
Okay. Confusion is definitely high school. Not sure.
anyway, okay, so Mara was like, oh, okay, well, she's like fiddling with her fingers, trying to like look at that stuff. Well, I mean, I don't really spend time with anyone besides my parents and the horses. But Gabe comes around to ride the horses sometimes, so I guess I spend the most time with him. But I'm trying to figure out what I don't know what he's even doing there with me, because I don't get it at all. Well,
Well, my almost sense that this is just kind of a weird time, and right now is an age when you're figuring things out, you know? Maybe he doesn't even know exactly what he's doing, but he likes you, so he's kind of shooting his shot.
okay, well, hope he doesn't regret it. This is a nice dress.
Thanks.
It's a little. Well, I guess I'll survive. I'll just wear this dress. I don't.
You sure? You don't want to find something more comfortable? Or?
Well, I mean, the purple one brings out my inner beauty. So.
That doesn't work out anyone's inner beauty. I need to like really just throw that out, but I just don't. There's a lot of
Okay,
things
well,
to throw out.
I was just trying to make a joke. I guess it was dumb. Forget it.
Ah, the wettest of blankets. My favorite. Alright, do we want to go to Jordan and Ollie?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Alright, we go to Ollie's house, and Ollie, would you like to describe what your house looks like, or what the inside of your house looks like?
The house itself is not exactly close to town, but it's not in the woods. It is sort of on the, like, somewhere in between, so it's more of a cabin type setting. It is by a creek, and on the outside it looks rather unassuming. There's actually a little bit more moss growth than you think most normal people would allow, especially along the side of the house. The front lawn looks a little bit overgrown, and there seems to be like these little burrows of grass here and there.
Yeah, there's like clumps of like crabgrass and stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, and there are specific little spots that have been cleared for footsteps, and Ollie seems to take particular care when she's stepping from stone to stone to stone until she reaches the porch. And she pauses and she's like, I have one more stop I want to go to before we get to the school, but this is my house. Also, watch your step. Step on the rocks. And when she opens the door to her place, there are a lot of rocks that are hanging from the ceiling. Now, a lot of them are different colors, but there are 4 on each directional point on the compass, with natural occurring holes in them. And they sort of create this little ambiance inside the place, and the wood floor is there's like very slight coverings. It seems like there's like a greenish type carpet that's there, but it's more. It looks like it's supposed to be moss, but it's obviously a carpet, but it looks like it's trying to simulate that nature-like feel. There are like tied up and dried patches of flowers, grass, plants, sort of in a weird collage in one corner that seems to have sort of a desk type thing. And nearby where the hearth is, there's seems to be some weird little fingerprint marks along the inside, along the inner rim of the stones near the hearth. There is an obvious regular desk by the hearth with some organized books, but it seems like the shelves are sort of built in. It looks rather rustic without any of the like metal rails or anything. Everything's priced of wood.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, Jordan, you would probably find this place.
Yeah, he'd be like into it. So he would step in the stepping stones, like you said, but it would like take him a lot longer because he's like a gangly, like he's
Awkward teen body.
awkward teen body. Like he had a growth spurt. He's like not used to his own body, so he's just like
Yeah, his gait keeps changing.
yeah, and then like. You know, like his feet are just bigger than he thinks they are, and he's like, oh,
Especially in Timberlands.
thump, 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 thump. And he like gets to the door and walks in, and then like because he's tall, like he could like almost hit one of the rocks on the ceiling, like, oh. And he looks around, and it's just like there's this moment where he's just looking at stuff and doesn't say anything, and then he nods. And he says, I like your house.
Yeah, and Ollie, I would say like as soon as you like kind of like approach and you come inside, you hear a very quick surprise as like your mother Sable like tries to like surprise you and scare you, and like you've known her to like do this every so often.
Yeah.
So like it either surprises you or sometimes you just act surprised.
I think Jordan is actually surprised and like I think he like almost knocks something over and then like fumble around and like grab it and just
and she's like, where have you been? I've been waiting to surprise you for a long time now.
A long time or a long time? And she just sort of like makes the gesture of the sun setting, like a long time to you or a long time to nature.
I guess a long time or a short time. Who's keeping time?
Not us. And she sort of just like looks at like around. There are no clocks on the wall.
Yeah.
How did she get to school?
Looks at the sun.
Ollie's the only one that has anything with like I don't know. She has a sundial that has a bird that clicks on it. I don't know.
I mean she has a phone.
Yeah,
so
she has a phone.
she's got a
Yeah,
phone.
she has a phone.
Yeah, Jordan looks
for
around.
Jordan's visuals, Sable is about as small as Ollie. She has long black hair, like Sable, just black hair.
Uh-huh.
And her eyes, Ollie are a gray color, like a little bit of a goldish ring around the pupil. Hers are just dark and goldish. Like they would seem like a warm brown, but when the minute they hit light, it's just a little bit high. Just very small wisp of a lady. Just a lot of energy. So you're seeing a little bit of a genetic heritage here.
Yeah, just this boundless energy and like a tiny body. And Jordan just looks at her and just you see the wheels turning and he looks at Ollie and then he just goes, huh, I see.
Jordan, this is my mom. Sable, this is Jordan, my friend.
Oh, it's nice to meet you. And she shakes your hand with like kind of like the double handshake.
It's nice to meet you too.
And then you hear, oh, is Ollie home? And you hear Juniper kind of like come in. And it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting you to bring a friend. Oh.
Hi.
Since when did you have friends?
Yeah, one of them decided to come home with me before we go back to the school.
Mm-hmm. That.
Oh,
All right.
Jordan, Ginny, Minnie, Jordan.
Hi. Junie?
And he reaches out.
Ollie's dad.
Just
Ollie's dad.
Karen.
Parent. Yes, parent. Cool.
Yeah, he reaches out and gives like kind of like the dad handshake where it's like kind of like firm.
Yeah, and like I feel like Jordan would be able to give. Yeah, he has a firm handshake. He was raised by like a doctor.
Yeah, and you see and like Juniper is pretty much kind of like sizing you up because like I don't know. I imagine Ollie doesn't bring too many guests or boys.
No.
Yeah.
And Jordan sees him like doing something with his eyes, but he's like, I don't know what this man is doing with his eyes. And he's just like, nice to meet you too.
Juniper has sort of like a little bit of a longer cut hair, but it like stops at the jaw, sort of like a chestnut brown, and they have the gray eye, and sort of this willowy figure. They look more imposing from far away because they look like a tall shadow, but then closer you just see that there is a slightness to their form. But like, they're pretty tall, like on the hello side. Cool.
Yeah.
Just my parents.
Okay, and so are you getting your dress?
Yeah.
Is it,
Should we get your dress? Ollie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my dress. And I look at my parents like, is it still okay that I can go?
and like Sable is looking at Juniper like excitedly, and like Juniper is just like kind of sizing up the room. It's like, oh, okay, but I want to have a word with Jordan for a little bit.
Okay.
And so do you go up to get your dress?
Yeah. And I pause, and then I tap on Jordan, and I'm just like, it's okay. Don't worry. And she sort of just like pops up. I'll be back to collect my friend. And just up the stairs.
Yeah, and Juniper looks at Jordan, and like he's like, "Come take a seat."
Is there a chair?
Yeah. Well, actually, is there?
Yeah, there are chairs. There are some that just look like they're little carved little stumps, but there are regular like wooden chairs and stuff like that.
Okay.
I will say that like he'll adjust you towards the stumps.
Yeah, there's like these stumps, and I think they would function as like ottomans or something, and Jordan would look at them and sort of gesture at the stump and be like, is this a chair? And he just sees the eyes intensify, and he just sits. He's like, okay.
His long legs are like sticking out.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it a sculpture?
Yeah, you're like kind of sitting in a chair that's like kind of too small for you, and like Juniper's sitting in like the normal chair, and like right before he like saunters towards you, and like Sable puts her hands on Juniper and is just like, honey, and he is like, no, it's fine, so I'm not gonna do anything rash or anything, and he's gonna sit down with you and be like, look, you're a growing boy, and she's a very special girl to me, so just focus on just as uncomfortable for me as it is for you.
Watch your back.
Just be real careful, okay?
He like Jordan's just kind of like, is this like what? He's like trying to figure out what this is and what he's talking about, and he thinks he knows what he's talking about because he's seen like movies and things, but it's like the first time that's actually happened to him, and then so he's like, this thing in the movies is a thing that's real, and so like there's this moment where he just like goes, okay,
Just don't do anything that you'll regret. Okay.
and he's like, okay. Also, I think Ollie likes girls, but that's
Sable, I knew it! Ah! Pay up!
Yeah. She's peeking around the corner. She's like, call it.
They have a going bet. It's been going on for so long, but I'm just too crazy to call.
Well, I mean, I don't think it really matters about gender when it comes to Ollie, but Ollie likes a girl right now. So you don't have to worry about Ollie and me in that way.
Does he need to worry?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know, friends getting in trouble.
And Juniper's like, look, you just
getaway driver.
you don't need to explain yourself. Just be careful. All right.
Okay. We'll be careful.
And then like his gray eyes gaze into yours. He's like, remember, I'll be watching.
Okay.
And like you see his like
Sure.
his gray eyes like actually deepen for like a second. Like it feels like you're being like kind of like sucked in. And then like as like and like you try to pull away but you can't. And it feels like he's getting closer to you, but he's not. And like as you're like trying to ascertain what is going on, you hear like a quick slap on your back as like Sable is just like, oh come on, don't be too mean to him. He's barely had any fun yet.
Yeah, fun's good. Fun's good. He's like desperately trying to change the subject as you see his eyes like glance around. I like your rocks. They're nice.
And like Sable like is like, oh, why? Do you want them? You can't have them.
Oh no, I don't want. I don't want to take your rocks. You mean you're using them? I just also want to get my own rocks and put them in my house.
You can have them if you want.
Make no deals.
Are you? I mean, why do you have them hanging from the ceiling? Usually rocks are on the ground.
Very true.
I mean, it's where they want to be. I didn't tell them that they could be hung up there, but now there they are. And like Juniper is just like, oh my.
Oh,
And,
okay. I guess I never thought about asking rocks about what they want. And he like falls into like a deep thought.
Yeah, and Sable's like, yeah, people are so inconsiderate of rocks. Nobody wants to talk to them, and oh, they can be such chatterboxes sometimes. And like during this exchange, I will say, Ollie kind of comes in.
Yeah, Ollie sort of lands into her into Juniper, and it's just like, I'm ready. Great. And just sort of like ruffles their hair and like kisses the back of their head, and then weasels around to sort of like hold on to Sable's shoulders and be like, yay. Yay.
And like Sable's like, okay. And like and Juniper like comes in and gives you like a hug and like a kiss and is like, alright, see you later, roly poly.
I'll be good. I'll try.
Alright, you guys be good. And looks at Jordan and is like, be good.
Right? Just like so confused.
Ollie and Jordan. You're ushering Jordan out.
Yeah, as in just pushing him slowly out the door.
Yeah, she says, closes the door.
You didn't make any deals, did you?
She closes the door. We're not going to be good.
Oh, I mean, okay. Your dad and I had like a staring contest? Does he do that? Is that normal?
Probably just trying to figure out what you're gonna do tonight.
He was asking. He did tell me to stay out of trouble, or well, to be careful. and I just said okay. So yeah, I also need to get things for the dance.
Yes, of course. Do you mind if we swing by the meadow real quick on our way to your place since we're right here?
Yeah, I know how to get to my place from the meadow anyway.
Sure.
Sweet. All right.
So I will say that you guys go to the meadow and get the flower that you want to get.
Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.